Yo, I'm just here to tell you and share with you my thoughts. I'm just here to share with you my thoughts, man. And I want anyone to speak who want to speak. But here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Uh, 21 people were dead. 21 people. It seems like we have a real problem, man. A real hardcore problem in this country with killing each other and allowing the killing to happen. It's like no one cares, man. 21 people. This doesn't include like the prior, church shootings. A lot of people feel like all of it's racial, and a lot of it is. Not all of it, but a lot of it is. Uh, 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 a lot, but I have this to say, right? This is some mental stuff going on. This is mental illness, man. These are crazy people with guns. Crazy people with guns. It doesn't matter where you walk, who you walk with, how you roll. Basically, to just walk in somewhere and just start shooting random people, to start shoot people you don't even know. That, like even the people you know. It's just America is so sick, man. It's so sick. America is so sick that we have like a pass of even presidents backing it up now. One of the things about being black is that you're a target, right? You get to be a target a lot of times for no reason, whether it's people outside your race or even in your race, man. We got a lot of mental people in our race too, who kill on a regular basis. We know, you know about them, family members, non-family members. There's a big problem in America. I just want to say I love my country, but it's about time we stop playing games, though. It's about time. It's sad, the things that this country goes through. It's sad, you know. People come to this country for a lot of different reasons. One of the reasons is safety. A lot of people come to this country for safety, you know what I mean? And we always advocate how great we are, but we can't advocate that we're a safe country. There are safe places to live, but you don't never know what's going to pop up. You know, what kind of insanity is going to pop up. And now 21 people are dead, you know. Uh, I'm not saying I know all the things about this. I'm just saying we're starting to get we're so lax with the death because we're so into our own lives that other people's death, well, this stuff just happened to happen, And I'm tired. I was just watching some clips about this kid who 2 weeks ago he walked into a store. He bought a couple of assault rifles, and now he's killed his grandmother and 20 other people.
Yeah, 18. 18 others. I think it was.
It's crazy, man. And the thing is, we are worried about gun laws. What about the lives that are taken by these,
Right.
people with these guns?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I ain't worried about that.
I think the saddest part of it is that, we value our freedom, but we're trapped by it too.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? It's like we're so concerned with our freedom that we're willing to let people get killed, over and over, again and again. And then we just blow it off as if it's just part of being an American. You know what I mean? And we even had a president that allowed mental ill people to get weapons a lot easier than they used to.
Yeah, that was Trump.
You know what I'm saying? And he was supported by literally half of America. Half of us. You can say we won by 2 million, 27 million. I don't care. He was supported by half of us. You know what I'm saying? So that speaks a lot. That speaks in droves about where we are mentally, man. This country was founded hundreds of years ago. It was our best and the worst came here, well, we never really dealt with that. We never dealt with the massacres. We never dealt with what is really destroying our country. Our freedom is destroying our country. Our lust for freedom, our lust for the ability to kill each other.
Well, it's televised now. Well, African Americans know what it is about massacres. We've been massacred a few times. Yeah.
We know all about the massacres. But you know what? We're not the only ones who got massacred. You know what I'm saying? There's been white massacres. You know what I mean? What was that? What was it? 2 or 4 years ago? Dude walking into the church, killed 18 people.
We got look back the Vegas boy.
Yeah.
That was like what? Like 70 people got shot or something like that. Some ridiculous number.
Yeah.
Like everybody didn't die, but that was at least the highest, But what got me, to me, the turning point was Sandy Hook, and why I say that was the turning point, because let's face it, we all from around the way, and so we used to seeing, we're used to seeing shootings from day one for years. Unfortunately, people we know and got shot and killed. I mean, I know people who I've played video games with. I know people who I've walked to school with. I know people that, old college roommates or whatever, have all gotten killed by guns. But that's what we are used to, because that's what we've dealt with since we was little kids. Like I literally remember a guy shooting a friend the next block down. It was an accidental shooting, but like he shouldn't even have access to the guns to begin with. So my point is, this country is used to urban folks killing each other. So we've come to accept everything that they're going to take a blind eye to us killing each other, because who cares about Philly or Chicago or whatever? Because it's just us killing each other.
Oh, they have it over. They have, well, in the rural areas they have it too. It's not reported as much, but it ain't.
But not as bad as the inner cities, you know what I'm saying? But what got me with Sandy Hook is when you saw little kids, white little kids getting killed, I was like, all right, this is the turning point. Like, this is when
that's what I said too.
They're gonna get serious, because if it's just in the hood, they don't care because it's just us. But I was like, all right, you see little 10-year-olds and 8-year-olds getting carried out. Now the government is gonna finally get themselves together. And it didn't happen. And when I saw Sandy Hook not change the lives of the folks, the policymakers, all those folks that are blocking these bills for more stringent gun policies and stuff like that, I said, you know what, it's never going to happen. And like, I don't care if it's 50 people, I don't care if it's 100 people.
You know when it's going to happen? It's going to happen when politicians' kids start getting killed by the masses.
Yeah. That's when people have a conscience when it happens to them. And that's one of the problems with this country. It's always about the individual, like us, like me. We're a me country. You know what I'm saying? Is we talk about all this heartfelt, oh, oh, I can't believe it. Oh, you know what? This is what's wild. It's not really affecting me that much. Like I'm
You're
like,
numb to it.
it's horrible. I hate it, but we're in America. This is how we roll. You know what I'm saying? This is how we roll. We're a country where murder is regular.
Well, it's just going to happen again in a month. That's the sad part. Maybe not
That's
to this
right.
extent, but in 2 weeks or 2 months from now, it's going to happen again.
And
Nobody
it's like,
cares.
and it was bad is there's nothing we can really do about it because the people who can do something about it make money off of it.
Yeah, it's all about the lobbyists.
You know what I mean? They make a lot of money off of this kind of stuff. Now more people are gonna buy guns. Every time there's a shooting, more people buy guns.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they make money off of people killing each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then their best way to deal with it is to say it's our right to have these weapons. I'm okay with us having weapons, but you know, once you take, you know, we tried to have some type of clause to where, you know, the people most likely to do the killing, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of these people are people with mental issues, you know what I'm saying? Whether they're temporary or long standing, you know what I mean? And we always, every time it happens, they say the same exact thing. You know, I saw something, but you know, what could I do? Who could I tell? We don't have any type of watch where we could just go to some or you know, let people know that these people might kill someone soon. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't have it. Like you might want to watch these people. You know what I mean? Like all those people who do this, kid saw all the warnings. You know, no one had nowhere to go to announce. You know what I'm saying? Like
Well,
there's nowhere you could go to say, "Yo, this guy's acting this crazy. I think he might kill somebody." What you go to the cops? What do you do?
Well, some of those times, man, it was reported to the police, and they like this last white kid that murdered all those blacks and they like he had problems, man. The cops was called on him and everything. They ain't do nothing about him.
Can't do nothing.
They knew he had mental illness. You know what I mean? So, you know, I think sometimes it's just a bunch of muds not doing their job. You know what I mean? They don't care. It's just lazy. I don't know what it is, but it's just crazy. Cause they seen it that this dude, the cops.
I think their hands are tied, man. You can't like just because I say that you got a gun and you kind of crazy. What can they do?
Yeah, that's someone to keep an eye on that fool.
That's all they can do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There's nothing. What they gonna arrest dude or something? They can't arrest him.
The boy talked about he did a play that talked about killing people and then killing himself.
But
and
what
they took him in.
He's freedom of speech.
They took him in there and talked to him, bro. They took him in and talked to him, and then eventually just stop. You know what I mean?
They couldn't do anything.
Which was crazy. They could have still kept an eye on him. They knew something was wrong with him.
Man, it's 24 hours in a day, dog.
Mm-hmm.
How much? You know how many people it takes to watch one person constantly?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? If you take the weapons away, like the odds of them actually doing it is a lot less.
Nah, man. You just taking the weapons away ain't gonna stop that. It's so easy to get a illegal weapon. Like only thing you're stopping by saying I'm gonna take the weapons away is the people like me who can defend themselves with those weapons against these people. That's the only thing you're doing.
I'm talking about weapons away from the people that they think have those problems. I ain't talking about the average dude. I'm talking about if you know somebody got a mental problem and they've been in a lot of fights and they starting to do a whole lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? The least you can let them know is we watching you and you can't have no weapons. Like if we catch you with any weapons, we gonna put you away.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about.
And the weapons gotta be out of the house.
But see, this kid, all he did was he went right to. They all knew this shit. He went right to the store, bought himself a couple of weapons.
My whole thing is
You know what I mean? And then just went out and did his thing.
Yeah.
why do we need assault rifles?
Huh?
Why does the average Joe need assault rifles? It's like, so I'm all about, protecting the Second Amendment, stuff like that, but why do we need assault rifles? You can still get your gun, you can still, chase Bambi through the woods and stuff like that, but why do we need a weapon that was created to basically mow down as many people as possible? It's just the only reason why it was made, is to kill as many people as possible.
It's for war.
Yeah,
Listen, I'm down with the fact that I personally, I think that the fact that we got them, a lot of people don't mess with this country. You know what I'm saying? Because people will just pop out with their weapons, I believe that. But I also believe that it's our responsibility as a country to protect ourselves from our own terrorists,
Mm-hmm.
Like we know we have terrorists in our country. We know this. We know the signs. It's not like it's a shock that this kid went out and killed somebody. They all saw. Everybody knew the signs. How come there's nowhere for them to call for this American who's is there a place you can call?
Yeah, somebody
they can actually go to this American and treat them just like any other terrorist,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are FBI tip lines, you know what I'm saying? But I bet you they're inundated with like 1,000 people a day. That neighbor that acts strange, that kid that don't talk to nobody. So you figure they can't go after everybody because they're probably
they
stretched
can't.
too thin.
They can't. But when a kid goes and buys the weapons, it's automatically be like boom. You know what I'm saying?
You're right about like when you buy a weapon legally, especially something like that. I mean, there are the powers that be are aware of it, but at the same time, if somebody commits there's nothing that's saying that this person who just bought a gun yesterday is going to use those guns the next day. What triggers
exactly. But my thing is, right, if there are reports about this person, right, and next thing you know, they're buying guns. Just like I look at it this way, just like they have ways to find these killers out here. You know what I'm saying? There are profiles that they have out to see potential killers. You know what I'm saying? There are profiles out there. You know what I'm saying? There's things going on. So my thing is, they can put that science to work chasing these American terrorists out there, man.
They know who they are.
And plus, let's keep it real too. They figure like this: the random acts of domestic terrorism is nothing in comparison to, chasing down Ray Ray and Johnny Boy to see what what I'm saying. Like they're not gonna sweat the average suburbanite.
The average American terrorist, they ain't gonna sweat that dude.
They're not. You know what I'm saying? Because what's happening is that suburbanite father is CEO of whatever company that can cause a stink because he contributes X amount of dollars to some sort of politician. Whereas Ray Ray don't even have bail money, and he's going to be defended by a public defender. So they're going to sweat the hood kids versus the other troublemakers that are gonna shoot up the school with a 20, 20 body count or whatever like that. And that's why these guys don't get bothered. You know
And
what
they
I'm
don't
saying?
get killed. They don't get killed. They always get taken in. Some get
Well, yeah,
stuck with Burger King.
yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, that graphic, I don't know, Aaron, if you saw it, but I think you saw it, Andre, that graphic where it shows how many folks, get arrested versus folks who, like the folks who do the most killing, make it, they get arrested. Whereas in the folks who get pulled over for, excuse me, traffic stop, you know what I'm saying? They end up catching a bullet somehow. And tell me how that's not backwards. You say you scratch your head during a traffic stop, you go catch 5 to the chest, but somebody can shoot up a church and get it like you said, get a burger after, go for a burger run.
Go for a burger run. You know what I'm
You know what I'm
saying?
saying? Hey, are you okay, Johnny? Let's get you something to eat before we take you in.
Yeah, man.
Every time,
It's real. It's real. It's real. It's very real. But like how much of it is racism versus how much of it? I think it's all a big mix. I think it's a mix because everybody want to protect their racism, yo. You know what I mean? They want to protect their racism, and I think that means that there's a chance, a big chance that they're also protecting the American terrorists in this country, yo.
Well, you know what's gonna happen. You know what's gonna stop. There's gonna be a black dude eventually, or a black woman, gonna go into a place where it's all white people and it's kill them all. And that's coming. It's gonna happen sooner or later. So then that's when they're gonna start talking about the shit. Really. You know what I mean? It's gonna, and when that keeps on happening, then they'll start calling them all terrorists.
Because that's what we're in. It seems like we're in like a terrorist state. Yo, it seems like, it's a killing, like there's not just a single killing, like multiple killings all the time now. Like, when it was going on in the back neighborhood all hardcore and nobody was doing it, everybody just kind of used us politically, you know what I'm saying? And tried to find a way to make money off of it again. Like, they started building more prisons.
Well,
not getting rid of the guns, building more prisons. You know what I'm saying? There's more money in it.
Yeah, but too, when we had the shootings in the city, there are people that know each other. About one way or another. Most of the time it's from people who know each other. But when you start seeing around the suburbs, that's when you get a boy that is killing everybody. You know what I mean? Killing the people they don't know. You know what I mean? So that's why I like when stuff happens like that in the city, it don't really bother me that bad because some people know each other. Get back, pay back, something.
We all know that.
Yeah, but when it's a mass shooting where they just going into a church or going to a movie theater or a school, that's when it's different.
They all the same to me, but I get exactly what you mean. That's that I see the difference. I do see the difference.
For me, I don't worry too much living in Philadelphia, being in the city. I still worry, you know what I mean? That's why I carry my gun. But I don't worry as much as when I leave Philadelphia and go out to the suburbs. That's when I really worry. Because that's, that's when that's when you don't know who's gonna be coming to shoot you. Little Joey gonna be going anywhere. He goes to a restaurant, go to the movie theater, he go anywhere and just start shooting everybody up, and that's when I really try to carry my gun. You know what I mean? Because I know if I go to the suburbs, there's a better chance of me getting killed by a mass shooter than there is somewhere in Philly when people just having a beef and it's killing each other. You know what I mean? So I know it's extremely crazy high, me getting killed in the suburbs than me getting killed in the city. And that's crazy. So, but it's the truth, man. It's the truth. You know what I mean? There's no getting around it. So,
yeah, man. Definitely not getting around it.
There ain't no getting around it, man. Ain't no getting around it. So, I'm just like, hey, you gotta protect yourself. And then, you know, it don't matter if you have weapons if you don't go to the range neither. You know what I mean? That's why we go to the range like once a month. We ain't been at joint. I gotta give me some more rounds, you know. But yeah, man, it's for real, man. I try to carry my gun every time I leave the house, man. You know, ain't no rap about that. If I gotta leave the house, I'm carrying. Ain't no rap. Cause the young boys, they just don't care. You know, they a bunch of little bitches these days. You know, the young boys. They don't like to fight. So the only time they're gonna step to you is if they outnumber you or they carry something. You know, they got a weapon. You know what I mean? Other than that, they don't bother with you. But that's how it is. So that's why you get around them. You know, you gotta be carrying, or you gotta be. You know, you always gotta be aware. That's why I'm always aware of my surroundings. Always looking around, see what's going on. You know, now I don't know. You gotta watch some little bastards. But you know what I mean? They talk about gang stuff. They go to jail. They always somebody bitch because you can't carry no weapon in the joint. You know what I mean? All that tough talk. You know, ain't working in the jails. You know what I mean? You don't got a gun there. You know what I mean? So yeah.
But I'm like, I'm just like this right now, man. I was like looking at this. You know what shocked me the most? I think what shocked me the most was how I felt about it. Like it wasn't like, you know, you watching it, all these people crying and sad, you know what I mean? And I was like, well,
We're going to the other one.
Here we go again.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then I was ready to turn to something else. Like it was nothing but a thing. You know what I mean? You taking too much of my TV time. I was like, and I thought about that. I was like, well, what else am I going to do?
Well, you don't want to keep on watching that sad stuff all the time, neither.
You know, it's like, what else am I going to do? Am I, you know what I mean? Like what am I going to sit here and get emotional on some normal shit? It's normal shit now.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, it's normal. It's normal for this to happen now. It's not even like, oh my God, oh my Lord. It's more like, you know, you asking questions like it's not emotional. You asking questions like, I hope it ain't no brother. It's probably a white guy. Mm-hmm. That kind of dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Even in our killings, we get racial, yo.
Mm-hmm.
Even in our killings, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Is that, you know, and when it wasn't a white guy, you know what I said? I was like, it had to be one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like if it was a white guy, I would have understood. You know what I'm saying? But now that it's not, that's how. Look, that's how political this shit got, yo.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what you see. You only know what you see all the time.
Hold on, Rob. You muted, Rob. Hold on. Go ahead, man.
Oh, sorry about that. There's always going to be some people who only care. Like, yeah, I read the comment sections of stuff on YouTube all the time. And whenever there's these shootings are new, there's always going to be those people who, well, what's the description of the shooter? Well, they're only asking that because they only care if it's, you know.
They don't want it to be their people.
Right.
Nobody wants it to be their people. Black people don't want it to be their people. White people don't want it to be their people. Asians, nobody wants it to be them because, unfortunately, these people are a representation. Their skin represents us, yo. So when it's a white boy, they're white people. When it's a black boy, man, niggas always doing, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's always, you know, and I can remember like so many times I thought, you know, a lot. Like this is how programmed we are as Americans. Whenever we see certain types of deaths go on, we already call out what race did it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like this type of shooting, that was supposed to be a white boy. That wasn't supposed to be a Hispanic. You know, when I saw it wasn't a white dude, I was surprised. Oh, it ain't a white guy this time? You know what I mean?
I was too. I ain't gonna lie.
But look, I know white people are like, that's this time. And when they saw the Hispanic, I see they do it too, man. They do it too. It ain't just, you know what I'm saying? And instead of, we ain't even worried about, we're worried more about the race of the killer than we are about the damn killers. We got so used to it.
Well, at the end of the day, the sad part is that no matter who did it, it doesn't bring the kids back. You know what I'm saying? Because the parents who lost these kids today, they could care less if the killer was purple.
They don't care.
Because their kids are dead.
Yep.
You know? It doesn't bring them any comfort that, you know, most of the people who died, if not all, were Hispanic. You think it brings them any comfort that the shooter was another Hispanic?
Not at all.
It doesn't matter one little bit, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it just shows you how we fail to see the big picture because the big picture is the death versus, you know, these parents wish that was the worst thing that was on their mind right now, is that the race of the shooter. Whereas they gotta bury a kid in a couple of days, and that's all they have to concern themselves, which freaking sucks.
Well, I didn't even know what happened until I woke up today and saw it on my phone on YouTube. That's the only reason I did.
Well, it was a big. I worked late yesterday, and me and my director was in the conference room together by ourselves, and I just happened to look up at my phone. It was like 5 o'clock, and it just became national, like viral. Like it happened earlier that afternoon, but it didn't go viral till almost 5 o'clock. And I was like, wow, like here we go again. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what's sad? What's really sad was the one mom was just with her son an hour before that, when he got an award, and left. And then within an hour, man, her son was dead. Like, that's crazy.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
Look, school's going to be out soon too. That's another thing. School is going to be done in a couple of weeks.
It's going to be over.
In a week or two.
I think they had 2 more days, and they had no more school after that.
I think Thursday, today or tomorrow was supposed to be their last day.
It's crazy. Wow. It's crazy, yo. And people are still gonna be fighting for them guns, boy. They still gonna be fighting for. Look. I don't want nobody taking my gun at all. You know what I mean? But I don't want nobody dying just because I got a gun. You know, just so I can have a gun. I don't want that either. But my thing is, what are we going to do, man? We're in a country where the guns is part of the country. It's part of this country's makeup that you can have a gun. You know what I'm saying? It's part of a constitution that you can have a gun and you can protect yourself. So
that's why people ain't trying to come here. Too many deaths, man. You know what I mean?
So what are we going to do, y'all? What I mean, how would you go about controlling this other than making a force, like what do they call them, a type of kind of like an FBI or a CIA? You know what I'm saying? You got to make an organization made for this. You know what I'm saying?
They already do. It's called the ATF.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
It's the ATF, tell you the truth, but
but all they do is chase, like, who do they chase for real? You know what I'm saying?
Like they gun runners, you know, all that kind of stuff, bro.
Gun runners, no, but I'm talking about on a whole different end. I ain't talking about people trying to control the guns and all that, see who's running guns. I ain't talking about that. That's that black market side. We ain't gonna never be caught up because half of them are in on it anyway. So there ain't no way we get. I'm talking about a terrorist organization. We don't have to call it terrorist. We call it whatever we want. That is organized to fight like this type of domestic violence. Like, you know what I mean? Because look. When they want it to happen, it happens. The one thing I know about America is when we want shit to happen, it can happen.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want drugs to go away. That's why we can't get rid of it.
Mm-hmm. Too much
You know
money
what I
in it.
mean?
What's too much money in it?
There's too much money. We don't want guns to go away. We don't want that because there's too much money in that too. Okay, so what can we do to keep the shootings, the mass shootings down? Why can't we have like a homeland security for this kind of shit, yo?
Mm-hmm.
Because,
Mm-hmm.
because you're only
Because you gotta think, man. White people, they're like outnumber people of color in this country, like by uncanny numbers. And a lot of them are on that heroin stuff, and you would have thought they would have did something. But you know what? Nope. Too much money in it.
Too much money.
They ain't trying, because when they had us on the crack, they're like, okay, but then they're like, oh, you know what? That's still ain't enough people. They only make up a little bit of stuff. When they was dumping, when Reagan was dumping into our neighborhoods,
We was only about 11% of the country at that time.
Mm-hmm. Now they got this heroin going, these pill things with the whites now, and it's
well, they let the drug companies get people hooked. That's what happened. The drug companies got permission to hook people.
Right, because they knew they would get on high. And then at the while they start getting on drugs, more programs will be needed, more funding, I get paid. You know what I mean? And they ain't trying
It's guaranteed money. Guaranteed money, yo.
And then they give them that, I forgot what that stuff they give them, that liquid or whatever that stuff is. They get them heroin addicts, man. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I forget what it's called.
It's high. It's only a temporary fix. It's not even helping them. Like,
well, you know what they were doing? The drug addicts, what they were doing was they would go to 5 different places, 3 to 5 different places, and they would get their hit. So they would be higher than they even was on the heroin, yo.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, because that stuff was getting them high.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they don't care about money, man. Setting up them places, money, doing that stuff, money.
It's all about money, man. That's why we got so many of them running around.
That's why I feel the same way about those dang shots that they giving them babies. It's money, because you ain't gonna tell me that the autism is no. It's not from them shots. I don't care what you tell me. I told my daughter not to give my grandson a whole bunch of shots at one time. Mm-hmm. And she's like, speaking, he was always talking and stuff and all that. And I think she gave him all them shots, like I told her not to do. All of a sudden, his speech got all messed up. You know what I mean? But he's fine, but his speech got all messed up. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I see it now. I don't know why you don't listen to me if you listen to them doctors. They just do what somebody tell them to do in the book. You know what I mean? I was like,
that's exactly how this opiate thing got to going. Because the doctors were being told what to do with the opiates by the companies that were selling them. Because the companies actually tell it's their responsibility to tell you what the side effects are and all that kind of stuff. And if this is addictive, they were telling the doctors that it's not addictive. You know, and instead of fixing people's problems, we're going to give them this miracle drug that'll make it feel like they don't even have those problems. So instead of treating them, they were going to treat them with the pill instead of like trying to fix their issues. You know, and so they started giving out the opiates, and now they got whole towns broke down and like whole suburbs. You know what I'm saying? Whole little towns and just on opiate. Like they yanked the opiates all at one time, and now the whole town is on heroin, yo.
Yeah. I couldn't believe how bad it was. Man.
That's why they up here.
Yeah, that's why
they're dumping them up here. You know why? Because they're using those drug addicts as a way to gentrify the neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm. Bring the property value.
This is money doing this shit, yo. Everybody think it's just, those drug addicts. And no, nigga, they being used. They are being used to gentrify neighborhoods, man. That's why they're out here right now. Look at Northern Liberties. Mm-hmm. You know what Northern Liberties was, man.
Yeah. It's all people with money.
It was all drug addict city. If you needed some drugs, you went over there. Well, that's now called. It was 5th and Girard, all that over there.
Right.
The big drug city. You know what I'm saying? People from Philly wouldn't go there.
Yeah,
unless they live there. You know what I mean?
some 2 and 3 story houses was going from 8 to 10,000, and now they like $250 to $500,000.
Yeah.
Same house, same neighborhood. You know what I mean? You know, they
Yeah.
just
And guess where all the riffraff at now? They ain't there.
ain't there. They up further now.
All gone. All gone. Literally all gone. You catch them if they walk down there too much, they gone. They going to jail. They ain't going to just be, you know what I'm saying? But over here they say dumb shit like, oh, there's just not enough prisons and get the fuck out of here. We got plenty of prisons, yo. We got plenty of room. Look, if they ain't got it, they can make it. The only reason why they don't is because there's too much money in it, and they try to take over the housing. And once that, and let me tell you something, what's going to happen. Once enough houses get built and the Karens start coming, reporting everything, all of a sudden there's going to be plenty of things available for these drug addicts. Plenty of places to go. There's going to be plenty. You know what I'm saying? We got special places up in this place that we're trying to gentrify now. So we'll just be over there, yo. And that's what's all that happens, man.
That's all it is. That's all that is, man.
Because America, look, we've always had drug problems. It ain't new to America. Drug addiction is not new to America. Drug addiction has been here since the 1800s, yo. It ain't no new thing. You know what I'm saying? What's new is the fact that
they're making money off of
how to use those people in a way that they can make money off of them.
That's it.
You know, what's new is they allow them outside.
Yeah.
High right outside in front of my house, and the cop will not come and get you.
Right from the daycare shoot up. Right from the daycare.
That you allowed to shoot up anywhere. You could go right on outside at being Lehigh, where it's all these different communities. Like you go right there, shoot up, and no one was to bleed. You bleeding, walking around with blood. No one will look. No one can bother you. There's no one more free now than the drug addicts.
Depending upon what neighborhood you're in, like you said.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. If they're gentrifying that neighborhood, they're free at last.
Because I'm rich in the country
out there just shooting it up.
Like crazy.
Look, I had the cops come here the other day, man, because these dudes, there was like 10 of them up there shooting up, man. You know what I'm saying? And I called the cops and shit. They came, they was like, hey, they wanted to know who I was because they got my address and they asked me to stand outside and all that. They wanted to see who I was. So I came out and said, yo, what's up? He's like, hey, how you doing? I said, hey, what's up? He said, you know, we really can't do nothing. I said, what?
You can make a move.
All I can do is go up there and tell them to disperse. That's the most I could do.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, go ahead and do that.
Yeah, but listen, though. They were shooting up and everything.
Oh, yeah.
The most the cops can do is tell them to go on. When we were young, could you do that when we was young, yo?
Nope.
They was arresting us, you know.
You got put in prison. But the reason why they can't do that is because, you know, you got the mayor.
Gentrification.
Mayor's hands are tied. He got too many people. That's contribute to his thing, yo. He can't do shit. You know what I mean? Hands are tied.
It's a problem.
You got you know, now people outside just doing anything they want, man. And I'm like, what can I do? You know what I mean? What can I do? You know, this is, you know, the next thing you know, I'm telling you, look, what's going to happen is what happened a couple of years ago. All of a sudden, a lot of people going to start dying. A lot of people are going to all of a sudden start dying, man.
Then that's when they gonna start doing.
And then and I ain't talking about from the drug. I'm talking about some sicko running around just killing a bunch of addicts, yo.
A bunch of addicts, yeah. They gonna attack.
Just like they was doing like that sicko that was doing it a couple of years ago. What was that dude raping the girls and killing them? around in this area, yo, and he did it for a while. It wasn't like just 2 weeks, and he was doing it for a long time, man. He had a lot of people he killed.
Oh shoot! Did we just get off topic, man?
You talk about Gary Heitnick, or after that?
I don't think it's Gary Heitnick. It was a
I forgot the guy's name because
I think it's a Latino. It's a Latino doing it, yo.
Yeah, because one of my buddies said they saw him. They said he just looked crazed. They said they saw him. They said they saw him on the street. They said he just looked crazed. They said he tried to call the cops, but they couldn't. They ain't get there enough time.
What can they do? They don't know nothing. It's just another crazy dude walking out here.
Yep. So that's
so he's out there, like, killing them prostitutes, man, over and over again. And then all of a sudden, you didn't see as many of them out there as you did. You know what I mean? Because they was all scared. But they caught them, and they all back in the storm, yo. They all back.
Yeah, but I think with the gun violence, they just make some more better gun laws. You know what I mean? Like, if they catch you doing a straw purchase, you should get automatic 10 years with no probation. That should just be automatic. You know what I mean? Or just automatic 20 years. You know what I mean? With no possibility of parole.
Right now, I think in Philadelphia, I don't know if it's outside of Philadelphia, but we got 5 years. You commit a crime with a gun, it's automatic 5 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And whether you kill somebody or whether you just rob somebody, if you do it with a gun and you get caught, that's 5 years automatic.
They need to make it 10.
I do know in Montgomery County that they try to make an example out of straw purchases, because you'll have, like, unfortunately, you'll have some girlfriend buy guns for her man. And she don't know, you know what I'm saying? She don't know the law. She just thinking she doing something just to be down or whatever. And they will make an example out of you. You know what I'm saying? And they'll throw you up on the front page of the paper and everything just to stop people from doing that in the future.
Yeah. County don't play. I give them that. They don't play. Once they got you, once they get a chance to get you, they're gonna try all their best to get you, man.
Yeah, that's what I love about the county, man. They don't play around. But the county's small. It's different than the city. You know what I mean? Too much corruption. You get a little bit of corruption in the county, but you get a whole crap load of corruption in the city. You know what I mean?
You got corrupted families in the city, yo.
That's in politics. The whole family. Yeah. So the gun violence, like, I just think, like, they just started doing some more other things, and they would just be a lot better, just change some more of them gun laws, just make things different, And then too, if the person gets the gun from the parents, you know what I mean? If it's parent gun, they should go to jail too. I guarantee if that start happening, must be getting safes. When little Johnny boy can't just go right in, they'll be having a combination, all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, well, change.
I'm 50-50 with you on that, because unfortunately there are some kids that no matter what just won't listen to their parents. So if you a single mom,
hey, you know what you do? Take them to the state. That's all you got to do with that. Send them to the state.
Send them to Milton Hershey.
Yeah, Milton Hershey, or just send them to the state.
Milton Hershey would have took them niggas.
You ain't trouble, man. You got some type of trouble with you.
They ain't taking you with that. No, you ain't coming in with all that.
Nah. So you basically you start putting the parents at problem. Things change, and if your child's going to be a problem like that, then you ward them to the state. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. And guess what? Them shootings won't be happening.
I truly myself believe that if you make it a family problem, there will be a whole lot less of that shit going on.
Exactly. You start thinking the parents.
I truly believe that if these parents knew that they would be put in jail too, there wouldn't be no whole lot of guessing if you got firearms. They would be in there getting them damn firearms, beating their ass.
Yeah. And then whatever sentence he gets is the same sentence you get. That will change. Guarantee it. That will change. You know what I mean? There won't be so many mass shootings anymore. I guarantee you that.
like I
You
said,
know?
to play advocate, you got kids that hate their parents.
Oh
So
yeah.
they're gonna straight up do some ignorant stuff.
But you know what?
Mom's
Uh,
locked up.
You know what? A lot of them parents know that kind of child they got. They're just going, you know what's going to happen? They're going to just kick them to the state. And a lot of them kids that want to be problem kids like that, they know they're going to go to the state. They're going to sure change up too. And the ones that don't, well, they just be where they going to be. But guess what? The parent ain't got to worry about that. You know what I mean? Now, I said,
my thing is, like, that's all I want to say. I get what you mean. I get everything you're saying, Rob. I get it 100%, man. I understand.
But the gun is in the house.
But for the people who lose their kids, for the people who lose their loved ones, don't nobody give a fuck about your understanding, yo. For real. I mean, look. What I'm saying, my kid did because of your neglect or your lack of investigation on your child. You know what I'm saying? It don't.
No,
that shit don't matter to me, man. I for real. You know what I mean? I just feel like it's time. It's time for some accountability.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because most got.
I just feel like it's time for some accountability because people are very relaxed. People like, you know, they see things and don't say anything with their own kids, man. They just see it and watch it. But you know, if they knew there would be some type of punishment for that, a lot of shit would change.
A lot of shit would change. Because you know what happened? People will be buying safes like a champ, man. Safes like a champ to keep their weapon.
If the child wasn't the only one, if the child or perpetrator wasn't the only one who was going to be accountable, a lot of this stuff wouldn't happen.
Yep. So
it just wouldn't happen. They would report that shit as soon as they get a chance, because you ain't gonna put me in prison.
Yo, this little motherfucker acting like he crazy as shit.
Look, they would send them to like a mental institution because you ain't gonna put me in prison.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? You ain't gonna have you're not even gonna have access to any weapons because you're gonna be either locked up somewhere, you're gonna be in treatment somewhere, and if you're that good, but everybody know. See, my thing is everybody knows that I put my kid in. You know what I'm saying? Then that's cool. Look, if everybody know, and the kid still maliciously got some guns and did the act, or the perpetrator, whoever, it's different.
I ain't talking about.
It's different. I wouldn't be mad at you at all. But they can make laws for that, I'm saying they can make laws like that. You know what I mean?
I'm saying not if the kid gets something off the street. That's different. I'm saying if the gun comes from the home and it's the parent's gun, or it comes from any gun that come out the home, then no, unless he's of age, you know what I mean? Ain't nothing you can do if he buys his own weapon. But if he's underage, like some of these mugs are, you know what I mean? And like a lot of these mugs have been, you know what I mean?
And most of these parents are the ones buying the weapons.
So if you're gonna be that one, then there you go. Now you need to take the fall. That's it. That's how I feel about it. Now anything else, they get it from anywhere else off the street, that's different. But if it came from the house, it's a wrap, man. You know, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Parent got to pay for that.
Man, these parents are so horrible. They be buying them street guns too for them kids, yo. I wouldn't go off that. I'm like, listen, you got look. Back in the day, if your kid did something to somebody, you were responsible. We know that. You know that. Even in the Bible days, man, you go in the Bible, your kid did something, you was responsible, yo. You owned. It wasn't like, oh well. You know what I'm saying?
When they 18.
You know what I'm saying? And this is where I'm at. Like if your kid is out, if you raise your kid to the point that they out there causing harm, you gotta pay, yo. When a family was held responsible, that shit didn't happen like it does now.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And that's where I'm at. I bet you if the family was held responsible, a lot of that shit stopped. Because the family know. The family know who the crazy one is.
Mm-hmm.
It be like dialing that number. Do, 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 do. Yo, this one right here, keep an eye on him because he doing this and that, man. You know they going to. There ain't nobody putting up with that. Look, you putting my family at risk. I don't care if you my brothers, my nephew, look. You put my family at risk. Your ass gotta go. When everybody know that they at risk because of this motherfucker, people pick up a phone.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm saying that's what has to happen, man. People have to look.
Because when I was at the courthouse, yo, when a kid across the street from me stole my car, you know what I mean? His mom told me to press charges against him. I said, okay. You know what I mean? So I was cool with his mom and went down to the courthouse. And let me tell you, you heard all this. No, mommy, good. No, mom, I was good. All this screaming and everything. Everybody ran out the room. You know, because we just sitting in the room waiting for the court to open. Everybody ran out the room. This mom had a suitcase with a young boy. She threw the suitcase out. Like, y'all can have it. You know what I mean? You gonna call DHS on me because I'm beating your ass? I got 7 kids and you the only bad one. And they ain't gonna learn after. They gonna learn from you. Y'all keep them. And then walked right out. You know, everybody started clapping. All the adults started clapping at the door. Like, yeah. You know what I mean? Everybody like, yeah. And your boy was like, oh, mom, please. She left that nigga right there and was out. He's like, you ain't gonna mess up the other ones. You the only problem I got in the house. There you go.
I understand. Look, that family thing, I think that should go. I really believe in that, yo. I really believe like family should be somewhere, you know what?
Mm-hmm. And you know, because
look, you should have to pay. You raising killers and murderers, you should have to pay, yo. I don't care what you say. That's how I feel. That's how it will stop a lot of this because back in the day, that's how families work. If family took care of that shit, they didn't let you go out there doing that dumb shit, yo. I'm just saying, because when there's a price to pay, because Americans are so individualized, we don't even care. It's like, well, my son, I can't believe he did so and so and that, and then they just go on and live their life. They got to live with a lot of bullshit, but they just go on and if they could just move. You know what I'm saying? And still have a decent life. No, because there's no shame on families no more for that kind of shit, yo. There's no, it's only the individual. And I think that's the real problem. The problem is we only blame the individual when they had a whole family that saw it coming and did nothing but sit in so-called fear. What could we do? He was scared of, or no, we don't care about your fright. You shouldn't have had a child if you don't know how to take care of him. Look, sorry, but you're going to have to pay for this guy's murder.
And sometimes it's bad apples in every family, and then when they got those times, you report them, or you send them away to the state.
That's right. That's right. None of this all pat on the head crap. That's all I'm saying. That's still how I feel about it. I think that we've become so individualized that all we see is individual. We don't see this as a family problem. We just see this as that's their problem. You know what I'm saying? And some families are that individualized. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. If you ask me, I think the whole family, should have to get some type of penance, man. You know what I mean? Because that person, there's too many ways to communicate that these people are dangerous now. It's not like there's nowhere to call, no one that you can go to. So if there was a law, believe me, this whole shooting stuff would stop.
Yeah.
And that ain't just, you see, some people might be thinking I'm just talking about the white folk. No. I ain't talking about I'm talking about all the folk. All the folk. Black folk, white folk. Let me tell you something. All these Black Lives Matter stuff that they don't do nothing about, all these black shootings and these, let me tell you something. These niggas would be stopped, yo. Because if the family knew these people were dangerous about the criminal crime, and they might have to pay a pittance for that shit, boom, over. That nigga would already be in jail.
Exactly, yo. Exactly. That's why
I ain't paying for your shit, yo. You can bet that. You can keep that. I ain't paying for your stuff, yo.
Man. You know, I know my gun started slipping out that joint. I had to tighten it up. Tighten that joint right up so it can stay right there. You know what I mean? Yeah, I was mad at that last shooting, that, you know, that bull, that young bull with the supermarket. I was like, dude, gotta make sure if I might have to run and get to a spot and get in the cover, the gun ain't gonna pop out. It's snugged up in that joint. I was like, oh, I was looking at it yesterday, and I was like, oh no, this one ain't staying in here like that. Let me tighten it up. You know what I mean? So I was like, oh, that was it. I'm ready. So that's why. But I gotta fill out my paperwork for my the carry. You know what I mean? Because my license elapsed in January, so I had to go do that all over again. So I had to get that done. And then that's it. Yo. But yeah, but that I think that stuff. That's what needs to be done, bro. It's gotta be. Must gotta pay that price. Because the parents ain't paying that price for these mugs going all out, going all crazy.
Going all crazy is all good. You know what I'm saying? That's why they be backing them. Look. When them that's why they be like, yeah, he was good. He was doing the right thing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They be talking all that. Look, if they was like, if they knew that they was gonna have to pay a fine, they'd be like, you know what? Yeah, I was so against it. I did everything I could. It would switch up, yo.
Yeah, but they get to get out of the house and that comes the parents' gun. They should be going to jail right now because that joint should be in a straight up safe, man. Straight up safe. You know what I mean? That's it. That's how I look at it. They know what type of young boy that you gonna do what it is. I may say young boy because there ain't been no women, ain't been no young girls shooting up everybody.
Nope. There's always some crazy boy. There's always some crazy mug. No matter what the color, it's always a dude. You know what I mean? We are at the hour, yo. We are at the hour. And I haven't heard from Lindell or Irene. Irene just got on here. You know, we was talking about a lot of things about the 21 deaths, you know what I'm saying? That kind of led us into all kinds of other subjects. But it's all about, I think for me, it's all about like prevention. Like my conclusion to how to prevent this kind of thing, and a lot of people won't like it, but I feel like if you have a child that you don't raise, and that child is going out here doing all this killing, I feel like there should be a price to pay. There should be a price. It should be on the family, not just the child. It should be on the family. You know what I mean? Because ain't nobody reporting nothing, nobody saying nothing, nobody's warning nobody. Everybody see it, but you know what? You know they don't want to do nothing about it. So I feel like because back in the day, if you did something like this, your family paid, yo. You know what I'm saying? There was a time when your family had to answer for your crimes.
Paid.
He was 18, so he's already technically an adult. So at what point in time?
Yeah.
It didn't matter if they was an adult or not. There was a time when it didn't matter if you was an adult.
Yeah, but that was wrong.
If you committed a crime,
I disagree with you. I think that if you've done everything right as a parent to raise your child, and it's like my kids are good, thank you, Jesus. But my sister-in-law, she has 3 boys. And I'm telling you, one of these days, at least one of them will be in the news doing something like this. Mm-hmm. I see it. Hopefully, I hope not. But I see it. And she has done everything in her power. She has asked for help. She has called the cops. She has asked that they detain the kids. Like, she has tried everything in her power to get help for her children. And she's a good mom. You know what I mean? She's to the point where she has to get medicated so she doesn't kill her own kids.
I get all that. I mean, look. That's
You know what
not.
I'm saying? Like, no, but she's
Those aren't the
so
people that.
like they were to go out there and do something. It's not because of the lack of her trying, because she
No,
has
that's
tried
not
all the
what
avenues.
that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about these parents who don't. I'm talking about see. There was a time that no matter what, the family was responsible for what family do, right? So
Yeah, I
so
just think kids
so
need
I
to
feel
learn how
like
to express their emotions,
yeah,
because we're
I
taught
feel
not
like
to feel and they're taught not to care. And boys don't cry and suck it up and do this. I think kids need to learn how to express themselves. I think they need to go back to letting kids beat each other up after school. Because
yeah,
I'd rather
like
my
they
kid come
used
home with
to.
a black eye than come home dead.
Yeah,
It used to be,
but
hey, I'm gonna beat you up after school. And 9 times out of 10, after you had that fight, a few months later, you guys are best of friends.
true.
Because you're dealing with your emotions. You get the aggressions out. You're getting to know each other. Now you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to express yourself. You're not allowed to get angry. And you got a lot of angry kids. And they need an outlet to let that anger out. The first thing they know how to do is to pick up a gun and kill somebody. Because they
Mhm.
weren't allowed to throw that punch.
Well,
That's
I don't
my
know if it's because they
solution.
wasn't allowed
Let's
to.
go back to fights after school in the playground, because God damn it, I miss those.
Well, we still have them, so that ain't fixed nothing.
I just say real ones.
we still have fight in my neighborhood. We still have fights after, but they shooting too. They fighting and shooting. So that ain't stopping the damn thing when it comes
But
to.
I'm talking in like grade school. You know what I mean? When they start from little, like I know the big kids are fighting, but I'm just saying they just need an outlet for anger. Let's like seriously, I just think kids need to be given an outlet for the anger, because nobody realizes you got a bunch of angry kids and they're just not, they have nowhere to express it, nowhere to let it out. There is no outlet for them.
This is this is the kind of stuff I wanted to talk about. Right? I was thinking. Look, I was saying something earlier, Irene, about like this be some type of task force, like a federal task force for this kind of stuff that people can go to. They can get help from this task force, and they can maybe prevent some people from dying, or that child from being hurt, or that parent from being hurt, or
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like if we had a real task, because we can do anything. We're Americans. We can do anything if we
And
really.
don't forget that he killed his grandmother first. Or he shot his grandmother first.
I
Which
know.
is probably who raised him. So you
I
can't
know.
hold her accountable.
Oh, but the family will still be held accountable because look. It doesn't matter who did the right, the wrong. What I'm saying is, back in the day, this shouldn't
Oh
have
yeah.
happened
The whole
often as
family
it
got
does
shot. Yes,
because the
absolutely.
family was held and they took care of this shit. Like they would put you in an institution if they knew that you was doing crazy. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is that's why the family should be held somewhat responsible. But I'm saying the family should if they're neglectful, they should definitely have to pay a penance. But I'm also saying that we should have a task force for them. Like, you know what I mean?
I think
I
it
just
will help.
like if there's a task force and people that you could call up and they could come and help.
It's called
You know
Child
what I'm saying?
Protective Services.
Huh?
It's called CPS. Child
Who?
Protective Services. It's called CPS. They have a task force for that as well.
They can't. No, I'm talking about for a dangerous child. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's
For
also
dangerous people
CPS.
with mental issues and shit like that, yo. That like if they had a real task force, not something that has to be pretty much funded by the state. I'm talking about like a real hardcore federal task force for this type of stuff. You know, where they could read sign. They have people that can read body language and all that kind of stuff. That kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we do it for terrorists. You know, we're gonna do it for our own terrorists. Why can't we have our own terrorist force for us?
I don't know. I say let parents beat their kids again.
Huh?
I said let parents be able to discipline their children again without fear of them ending up in jail. How about that?
Yeah. All that stuff. I'm down for all that. but
You know, because there is a form of discipline and there is a form of abuse. There is a line. But, you know, a lot of parents are afraid to even just discipline.
I
Because they're
know.
afraid, yo, it's child
And that's
abuse.
where the
No, it's
task
not.
force would come
I was
in,
like,
yo.
child abuse is not disciplining your child. Because you're teaching them that they can just do whatever they want.
Anything goes.
Yeah.
That's what you're teaching them. You know what I mean? And this child, apparently, somewhere in his mind, he thought anything goes. Yo, he got to the point where he was ready to just kill and kill and kill. He went to somewhere, bought some guns. You know.
Yeah.
Then 2 weeks later, he did what he planned on doing. Legally, he legally bought these guns.
He legally bought the guns, and I think he had been red flagged several times already, and they
That's
still
what
sold
I'm
him the
talking
weapon.
about. That's what I'm talking about. Like, why is it like his freedom is more important than the deaths that he's going to cause?
But it's like, why does an 18-year-old need an AR-15? Why is that even legal?
Why is that legal? Why is that even allowed? You know what I mean?
Why?
Like there should be
Like,
things.
yeah, right to bear arms. You can have a shotgun, you can have a handgun, but why do you need an AR-15?
Well, you know what? If they start doing it where they can't get it till they're like 25 or 30,
Yeah.
then that stuff change. You know what I mean? And stuff will change. You know.
There's like a lot.
I just feel I just don't think that it's. I think there's something
You can go fight. You can go fight for your country at 18. You know, you sign up. You can go to war and you can go fight for your country at 18, but you're not allowed to have a drink till you're 21. Makes no sense to me. And I know that's kind of getting off the subject, but these laws, as far as age and when you're developed and mentally developed, this, that, and the other, like there has to be consistency. You know, because you can get married at 18, but you're not allowed to have a beer until you're 21. Come on now. You're married at 16, actually. You have kids. You know, you got kids having kids at 13
Yeah,
years old.
kids. Yeah. No big deal. Oh,
No
we
big
got
deal.
12 and 8 now. Kids, they just out there having kids. No questions.
You know, and you got parents that don't want their children learning about sex or reproduction at school. But I mean, they're going to find out one way or the other. I mean, it is the circle of life. Get over it, people.
Get at school, there's some predator.
That is human nature. Yeah. And if you
Look, there wouldn't be all these pregnancies if somebody wasn't going to flip the bill. That's just let's just face the fact. If somebody wasn't flipping the bill, all these pregnancies would stop. I ain't saying there wouldn't be any. I'm just saying there would just be like there used to be, just a few stragglers. It wouldn't be like you gotta have a baby. I know I'll be fine because I can get paid and I don't even need no man to take it. All that kind of stuff.
Right.
If that wasn't there, all this would stop. All that worrying about abortions, all that would stop. But we made it. But America has made it so that we're really willing to flip the bill for someone else's irresponsibility. You know what I mean? And for me, I think these kids dying in this school is still America is willing to. You like not as long as we don't have to flip a bill. You know what I'm saying? All these kids, 21 people died. 21 people died yesterday.
He didn't even go to a high school. Not that would have made it okay. He went to an elementary school.
I know, but what I'm saying is,
he went
as long as America doesn't have to
on kids his own size. Like,
as long as America doesn't have to flip the bill. We don't. It's whatever. It's whatever. As long as we ain't got to flip a bill for this.
I just wanted to say hi. Go in. That was my break. I gotta go back to work.
All right. Well, you interrupted me enough, so I'm going to let you get out of here. All right,
Irene.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Well, we are definitely at the hour. Lindell, you got anything you want to speak on? You the only one ain't said nothing much.
I was saying, but y'all speaking over, so I should let y'all talk.
All right, go ahead, boy. It's your turn.
Because I was agreeing with y'all about the who raise kids to be adult raise them. Period. They just do whatever the fuck that they want to do. I agree that they should be punished. Also, to me, there was a time they used to help out when they made sure the wasn't doing.
Coming in and out, Tone.
And I was told, no, can you hear me now? Can you
Yeah.
hear me now? I was saying that I agree with y'all about the bad parents that don't do what they supposed to. They do this and let them do that they want. They should be honest. But also, I remember I was told that neighborhood used to make sure that didn't do, and that stopped.
That
When the
what?
neighbors not taking care of each other, letting everything happen. That's I feel that we should go back to that, but I know that's not gonna ask.
What do you mean, like the family responsibility? You know what I mean? I truly still think that it should be a family responsibility, yo. There's nobody. Who else is going to do the watching? But the fam.
The neighborhood,
You know?
because remember the neighborhood used to watch each other.
Mm-hmm.
But those days are actually gone. Those neighborhoods watching one another, family.
Yeah. Yeah, because America now is so individualized, man. I keep saying it. We are so individualized that we can't even watch out. Even if we watch out for each other, we don't like it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we're so individual. We don't want you in our business. Because we're so non-family oriented. We brag about our families, but America is really non-family, man.
Yeah.
It's more, me and mine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's one of our real problems. But you know what? We are over the hour. It's 8:17, man. And I don't think I ever talked this much during one of my podcasts, you know what I mean? But I don't want to say this, man. I enjoyed having y'all here today. It was cool. And I still, and just to end it, man, I'm just going to say what I got to say. Until the family is once again held accountable, we're always going to be in these situations. Nothing's going to change. Because as long as it's just about that one person, well, that's their problem. No, if it's our problem.
You know what'll change, man? The politicians and the big business boys, the top 1%, start losing their kids. Then things will change. That's when it'll change. When politicians, 1%, they start losing their kids in mass shooting. Then that's when that'll all change. Until then, it ain't gonna never change. Now I'm gonna tell you that's pretty much how it is.
Money talks.
Yeah, that's how it is nowadays.
Unless there's a way to make money off of this, it ain't gonna happen. And that's the saddest part of it. Unless there's some way to make money off of it, it ain't gonna happen. And you know what? That's how we're gonna end it, man. Pray for yours, keep yours safe. I love mine, you know what I'm saying? I want to be there for you whatever I can. But if you're doing dumb shit, I'm just gonna have to let you just go off, yo. I don't give a fuck, yo. I ain't got.
See
Yep.
I ain't got time, yo. I ain't got time. But I love y'all, man. Y'all stay safe. We're gonna end the Zoom meeting today, man. Thanks for showing. Yo, I love y'all, man. All right, later, y'all.